will remember in our last episode, crew arrives, Craig J, Mike B, and we get the boat ready, test the drone, and do all the chores to make sure our boat is prepped, ready for offshore. And Sebastian arrives with the code 0. We get it installed and unwrap it for the first time. Such a cool sail. And I do the weather and the route planning, and we are finally off.
It's been a long, hard season. I'm feeling weary to my bones. I guess that's my reason. I've packed my bags and now I'm gone. Somewhere between the sun and the deep blue sea. That's where you find me, tender red.
Day 1, Friday, December 2nd, and we are off. We're having an incredible afternoon. The wind is steady, and Craig gets the fishing pole
Okay,
out.
Craig, what are you up to?
Well, we thought we were in the fish kill zone, so we thought we better drop a few lures. So we're running a couple streamers, probably 75 yards back, and hoping some bites. If it doesn't, it's still an awful good day. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, we'll just show you there. You can see those lines out there. Oh, what else did we see when we came out of the inlet that we were hoping to see?
Mike caught a dolphin jumping in front of us, so that was pretty cool. Yep.
And then we got Mike in heaven over here. Awesome. Yes. We don't want to get scurvy on this trip. And we're making great time. We're at 7 knots on a broad reach and full sail up. And
It's the fire in the rain. It's the smile within the pain. It's the logic but insane. You cannot know from where it came. It's the way you cross the floor before you head on out the door. It's the figure on the wall. So many times I hear the call. It's the silence of the room.
So I'm going to quickly kind of show you, I'm on my second watch tonight, started about 9 o'clock. And you can see it's dark. Pretty beautiful moon tonight, and I'll try to get a pic of that. But here's what I'm watching. These are the instruments and the control panel of our boat. And I'm going to zero in here on the amount of ships and other boats that we have to wait as we tack back west to our shore so that we can turn and catch the right wind and continue our southerly direction. So it's amazing the equipment that we have that allows us to see these things and gives us kind of winners where we get the least amount of interaction with other boats. And in the dark, it's just that much harder to do that. So I'll try to get it here and give you a pan and let you see the moon up here. If it'll pick it up, it's unbelievable how much light that provides out here on the ocean. But boy, is it dark.
so Craig's getting the poles out again. And we're leaving Charleston. Finally. So, Mike, what kind of night did we have?
That's pretty rough.
Pretty rough. A lot of wind, a lot of waves.
I'm glad you guys said that.
And,
I didn't know. I thought it was pretty rough, but
well, and we had to get that reef in the middle of the night.
we did pretty good. I mean, you guys are pros.
Well,
So that was good to see.
Take the spinnaker down.
yeah,
A lot of things had to happen.
yeah. Yeah, the wind kept building, got in the mid-20s, so we needed to put a reef in the main. But we made good time.
We did it.
That was the best part of it, and boat stayed pretty smooth. Had a little splash. You got that one
I got
splash.
that one splash. That was from a freighter. I'm pretty sure we crossed his path. And it came right over the top.
So there were freighters everywhere, Mike, right? Yeah, going by Charleston, you know.
Yep, I got the lucky shift, so I was in front of it. I
Sit
just
right
saw
into
him
the
on,
bee's nest.
on the screen.
Yeah, it was a bee's nest. That's
looked like a
a
bee's
pretty
nest.
good description of it. And Craig was tracking them on his shift, and they were in every direction. So,
Yep, you don't see anything but dark, but
Yeah.
we dodged them all.
It was a great experience too.
Well, and we got between those navigational beacons and crossed the runway. So today, waves have softened. Again, we're kind of leaving the Charleston general area. The freighters are behind us. Winds 14, 15 knots down to kind of softening to 12 knots here and there, and we're moving around 5 knots, so we're making some time. And we're on our course line again, so the wind clocked around like Susan said it would, and so now we've gone from a kind of east northeast to a southwest wind, and we're headed on our course line. So it's good.
What's really nice is it's warming up too, significantly.
Oh boy, yeah.
Isn't that the best part of it?
Heading in the right direction.
Yeah. Yeah, we can tell we're heading the right direction. So Craig's got a fish.
Oh, red and white. Comes through. Oh.
Oh, there it is coming.
No, that's my other lure, Randy.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, this one's buried. There we go. Run, baby.
Woo! This is what you came for. Look at the smile on his face.
Yeah.
The tuna.
Mackerel.
Oh, mackerel. Got it.
Okay, let's see.
It's still a fish.
Oh, come on.
It is a tuna.
No, I think that's a blackfin. I don't know. It's something. Hey,
It is! Yay!
it's not a Maui, but that's okay. Holy smokes, he was fun. Woohoo! What do you think, fellas?
Pretty darn cool, Craig. Awesome.
Looks healthy.
Yep.
Yep.
And it's another tuna. We love tuna.
Caught behind Venetian blinds, out of reach for the city lights. This ain't where I belong. Hey, look at me, man, what I become. I've been running east, looking for a sunset, digging thought was gone was sitting in my pocket in plain sight all along. I think it's time for me to go, burn all bridges. All I know, got lost along the way, fell between the phone, pulling the stitches. Time to let go.
Okay, Craig, what do we have for dinner?
Let's say it's turkey, a little Swiss cheese, and some really fine prosciutto. So, pretty good stuff. You can say I got my mouth full.
Don't forget King's rolls over here.
Yeah, the Hawaiian.
rolls.
Is it Hawaiian King rolls or something Hawaiian?
Yeah,
They were good.
they're really good.
They are good.
Yeah. Well, we'll have another sunset coming up soon, and then out here we saw a few dolphins here a few minutes ago. Gulf Stream's kind of out there, and it's pretty clear, just because we've got more westerly, southwesterly type winds. So we're still headed south on our way to the Jacksonville waypoint and then Port Canaveral. Sunsets are so spectacular in the open ocean, and Mike catches this great photo the second night. Okay, Craig, this is your second night doing a night watch from 9 to 12. What are your thoughts?
Tonight seems a lot calmer than last night when we started off, which is really nice. And we're having to tack a little bit, according to Randy, so I'm learning a lot about the sailing situations and things you get into, which is a lot of fun. And for a young kid that really was scared of the dark, it's it's really mesmerizing to sit out here and watch the moon and the stars and be in just the vastness of the ocean is really exhilarating. So.
Yeah, and we've got this great moon, don't we, all week? So.
Great moon. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. And we got a really good crew too, Randy. It's nice to be on board with good guys. So.
Thanks, Craig. So what are your duties exactly? What are you doing?
Tonight I'm, as I had said, we're on attack. So I've got the ships that are sitting outside the ports to my right, over kind of behind us, and so my job is to watch where those ships are and where they're supposed to be going in reference to where we're going. So we're going to run approximately 10 miles, which I would call it an easterly or westerly tack. So and then on the front of the boat, we just have to kind of watch for lights that might show up on the horizon, or boats that show up on the screen. So we basically keep our distance. And then after that, it's more watching the speed of the boat and kind of figuring out the tune of the sail, so to speak, to keep that speed up, and basically keep our timing right as we proceed down the coast. So it's all it's a lot of different figuring and formulas and a lot of different variables that enter into the picture, and that's fun to deal with.
And one good thing tonight is the icon on the chart plotter. Our boat is pointed in the right direction.
Yes, it is. That is. That is so hard to change your mind, isn't it? To orient yourself, because whatever reason the boat was tracking sideways, and it's not that big a deal in a sense, but it really is.
Yeah, so we had to go into the autopilot settings and calibrate the autopilot compass to read the same as the GPS on the chart plotter, and then that oriented the ship in the right direction because it was bugging the heck out of all three of us.
Yeah, if you want to know what we're talking about, put an arrow on a piece of paper and then walk the opposite direction, but you're really not walking that direction.
Yeah.
It's so screwy how the mind works, but
yeah, it is. Okay, thanks, Craig, so much. Water's pretty smooth tonight. A little different than last night. We had winds up in the 20s, a little wavy. It's probably 2 to 3 foot at the most in terms of waves. And really pretty smooth tonight. So we're all getting a little bit of sleep, and we don't all have to be up to do some tacking and reefing like we did last night. So everybody's gotten caught up on their sleep, I think, with long naps today, and we've been all eating. So apples and bananas and sandwiches and protein bars, lots of apples and lots of water. Thanks for joining us. Again, this is a little bit of what it's like at night on Night Watch on LaVenture. So we are back on the course line. Susan said we'd get a westerly this evening or overnight anyway. We got the westerly, so we're back on our course line, headed straight for Jacksonville, Florida, and warmer waters. Much warmer tonight than last night. So we still have our shells on because there's some wind. Right now the wind's about 16 knots, but it's been up to about 20, and then it's been down to 12, 14, but it's steady and it's from the west, and we're right on our rum line to Florida, so pretty exciting. Thanks, Susan, for always giving us great weather news lately. It's just so awesome because we had a southwesterly. We were having to tack, if you're following us on InReach, and tacking back and forth, trying to stay out of the Gulf Stream and then stay away from the freighters. It's a lot more fun when a westerly hits like this and we get right on our course and we're screaming, we're going, between 6 and 7 knots. So LaVenture's happy tonight and riding smooth. We don't have the waves of last night, so it's a little better. So again, we're getting sleep. We all took naps yesterday, but we're all getting our regular sleep tonight between our watches. So we're all eating again and feeling better, and it's just all around great. And we're going to be in Florida tomorrow, so a lot to celebrate. Okay, we're rolling, and Mike, Craig, and I are up for the day, and show you this sunrise behind me happening. It's beautiful. We're waking up. We're just north of Florida. We're just about out of Georgia, and we'll be in Florida later today, and it's much warmer. You'll see that we're kind of, I'm rags and t-shirts, yeah. And I'll be in the t-shirt later, I'm sure. Anyway, we've got the wind's kind of lighting a little bit here, so we expect a wind change to the north. So our boom is just kind of going up and down a little bit. But Craig, I wanted to document all this now. You had quite an end to your night watch. I mean, mostly it just went great.
Yep.
You're relaxed, you're having a good time.
Kicking back and everything's smooth and just making good time, and we hit a little squall or a patch of clouds and a little rain, and the sails went the opposite direction on me, and I didn't panic, but I didn't do much. So we kind of just stopped, and I had to knock on Mike's cabin, so I woke him up a little earlier than his shift started, but we made it through it and got back on track.
Well, and then Mike, what'd you get done to get us all going again? Because we certainly did.
Yeah, the wind shift just tacked us. So we started both motors, rounded up, and then we tacked back over. Got some wind in the sails again, and then locked the autopilot. And it was back probably the same track he had before the squall moved in.
But then you two, tacked the boat on our current course. And how was that for the rest of the night, Mike? What did we get? We got Susan's westerly wind finally.
Wind just kept clocking, and we just kept rounding up and up to our course. And then pretty soon we're going a little past it, and it was like dead on. And yep, just locked it in. It was blowing steady 20 for a while, quite a while actually. And then back down to 15 to 18.
Which has stayed the whole night long.
Yep.
All through Mike's shift and then my shift. And then I had time to stargaze. So, anyway, had my coffee set up here stargaze.
Yep.
And didn't have to make a single adjustment. Mike had the boat all dialed in, and the wind just stayed from the same direction.
Great.
And that direction was right on our course, our run line to the next waypoint, which is off of Jackson. So it couldn't have been more of a perfect ending to the night. So and then we get this great morning. So
I'm going to tell you a little fish story now, Randy. I'm not the brightest guy in the world, but yesterday I'm running red and white and caught the tuna. And all these new lures I have, they have catch guards or hook guards on them.
oh yeah.
And I didn't realize that. So we caught the tuna with the hook guard on it.
All right.
But I'll bet we probably had 20 or 30 more bites that didn't get hooked up. So today we got the guard off. It's Sunday. We're going Viking Purple today. And hopefully they're going to be on track again for another win. And if we catch something good, we'll come back and show you what it is.
Sounds great. Thanks, everyone. Okay, you can see where the Gulf Stream is over there. See? That cloud and then the rain. And that's this cool early morning air hitting the warm water from the Gulf Stream. The wind has been westerly, but now it's shifted a bit west, northwest. So that cooler air is just kind of blowing across the Gulf Stream. We've got a cloud formation here, rain. Really, you can see it back there, and it also kind of forms all along here. So you can definitely see where the Gulf Stream is. And we don't want to be there right now. Okay, I thought I would kind of let you know what our life is like here aboard LaVenture. We've all done our night shifts, so we're waking up in the morning. Mike and Craig have cranked out some coffee from our Nespresso machine. So we're all enjoying coffee, and then Mike's having an apple, so we're all kind of eating some fruit, that kind of thing. The last couple of days we kind of feasted on some boiled eggs that Mike did before we left. So we're just kind of eating a real light breakfast. We're now close enough to the Gulf Stream, so we're kind of checking it out this morning, as you can see behind me. We're almost to Florida, so it's warmer. So we've kind of all changed our dress to a little more geared to a warmer climate. We've been living in our jackets for the last couple of days, pretty religiously, just to stay warm. The wind's been cool. It's been pretty great sleeping though, because it cools down enough where you got to get under the covers, and I think we're all sleeping really good, especially last night. The seas were pretty smooth, so we all had a nice night watch, and now we've got a fish on the line, so Craig's going to reel her in. And okay, so Craig, what's your typical day on LaVenture right now after a few days?
For me, in action-wise, it's get up in the morning. Like this morning, I got up a little earlier to spell Randy's shift, and then after that, a little bit of cleaning duties that we like to keep a tidy ship here, and then morning, I like to put a line in the water, as you've seen. So that's kind of what I do to start, and then we go from there.
Sounds great. Thanks, Craig. So I promised Peter we would just kind of explain different parts of our life aboard LaVenture and what we're doing. And one of the things when we take over a shift, is we're checking all our instrumentation. What we're looking for is what our history's been over the last hour in terms of the wind speed, the wind direction. So we're getting that from the person we're taking the watch from, whether it's myself or Mike or Craig, and then we're looking at the instrumentation to see what our heading is. Are we on course? Are we going to have to tack? Those kinds of things depending on the wind direction and again where our course line lies. So again, Craig's got a fish on the line and he's working it and working it. Mike's working on a new preventative.
Black-head tuna.
Looks like a little tuna, yeah. Looks like Craig has another tuna. Getting our fish bucket.
Those aren't big enough. Catch a lot of them.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, you go bigger. Let's get better pictures of it. That'd be great. Yeah. We'll have to do it.
A little winded there, Craig. A little winded.
We're out of shape. That's pretty. That's gorgeous. Wow.
I want something different though.
I know.
Come on.
It's something we need. What do they want to eat?
Yep. Dolphins! We're just almost to Florida and we're getting a dolphin welcome. There we go, we got a show. A dolphin show for adventurers.
Ten, 11 o'clock, he turns on the little dolphin show up front. And he's just giving us the whole gamut of the adventure. So we're pretty lucky guys.
Oh, I'll get it over here. There we go. Okay, I'll do that. All right. There we go, we'll see that.
bucket.
Okay, so we're gonna be boiling some eggs so we have them today and tomorrow morning, because we'll be getting up early morning and getting ready to see our landfall of Port Canaveral probably. So anyway, we have a great propane stove, and what we do is we bring it up to boiling for about 5 to 10 minutes. Then we turn off the propane and put the lid on, and that steam cooks our eggs with a minimal use of propane. But oh, and I had to show you a picture. We get our daily coffee from this Krups Nespresso machine from Guadeloupe. It's French. So it gives us these exotic coffees at a touch of a button in the middle of the ocean. Then we've got this great sink and galley area that Lisa put together. And then a little quick look. That's our control center and our breakers for all the lights and nav equipment and water pumps and that type of thing. And then here's our VHF radio. And then our Fusion radio playing some great music right now. And our B&G backup plotter if we need it. And our other backup plotter is our iPad. Right now it's playing great music. But we also, and then the inReach that you're all getting some messages and text from us is right there. And that's our view. Okay, Craig, I thought I'd show everybody some real Florida sunshine now that it's been overcast all day, or a good part of it anyway. So, this is what it looks like. The sunshine here. Craig's all
I still
bundled
have
up
my
still,
wool
though.
on.
And Mike's
I
a
do
little,
too.
Yeah, a little bundled up. I'm a little less bundled up maybe, but yeah, it's looking like it should. There we go. We're sailing into the Florida sunlight.
Come on now, come on, won't you come with me? Time to let it go and be free. Won't you come and breathe the open skies? Come now, come listen to the melody. Slow it down, put yourself at ease. Time to live it live. Get away from the do's and don'ts. Get away, don't let it close. Loco, loco, paraíso. Come and swim to the loco paraíso. Under the lazy evening sun. Paraíso, come and swim to the loco paraíso. Under the lazy evening sun. Come live a little bit of what you dream. Don't get stuck in what you cannot be. About time you dropped that fight. When the heat be rising, we still gliding.
Okay, so one of the popular things on the last night of Ocean Passage is to try and have a little pizza. So I've got the pizza oven over here warming up, as you can see. And then we're gonna pop a pizza. The other tradition is ice cream at sea. So our dessert is chocolate and vanilla ice cream tonight. So we're kind of getting ready for a nice dinner before the sun sets. So another tradition at sea on the venture. And our pizza is baking. Okay, Mike's chomping away at this great
Oh my
pizza.
God. And it's a spot. That is great. I don't know what brand it is. I don't think it would have mattered. It's great.
It's crunchy, it's done, the crust is done, it's nice and crispy. Pizza at sea. What do you think about all this, Craig?
I don't know. I think we better do pizza review. One bite, everyone knows the rules, right? No, Randy, it's awesome. Really crispy, great flavor, good cheese. 7.8.
Whoa, that's pretty darn good.
That's about as good as
Okay,
it gets.
so Mike, what do you think on yours?
What's the scale? 1 to 10?
1 to 10.
It's a 10. At this point, yeah, find me a better one.
Okay, well, I'm going to solve it.
Go ahead, find me a better one.
I'm going to say this is like 9.9999 to infinity. Oh, pizza at sea on LaVenture. Right now we are heading by Jacksonville, Florida, on our way to Port Canaveral. So this will be our last night at sea as far as our passage to Port Canaveral. We have about 120 miles to go to Port Canaveral. And as you can kind of see on this screen, we're passing Jacksonville. We'll probably see some more freighters coming in and out. So that's what we're watching with the AIS to see what freighters that are going to come out in the 2 hours it takes us to get by the inlet again for Jacksonville, Florida. We don't have much wind. We are right on course, but not much wind to work with here. And we've had a moon all these nights, but it's going to be a little cloudy tonight, so probably a little darker. But again, a great evening on LaVenture. So especially for our night watches now, going along the coast of Florida, we'll be looking for freighters, cruise ships, fishing boats, that type of thing that are just offshore. We're hugging the shore pretty closely now. We've been as much as 50, 60 miles offshore. You know, now we're more like 20 to 25 miles offshore or even closer. So we're going to see a lot more shipping and a lot more boats, a lot more traffic. So I see some boat lights out there now as I'm looking around. So be a little more interesting tonight on our night watches.
Well, here we are, guys. My third night shift. It's just after 9 o'clock on Sunday, and you can see there's a pretty good moon out, so there's some brightness and separation of the horizon, but it's dark. I'm going to bring you in and show you kind of what we're dealing with tonight. I've got one ship that crossed in front of us, and he's up ahead to the left, and I've got another ship to the right of our boat there that's on a path bearing across us also, and he's going quite a bit faster, so he's going to cut in front of us, and then we're heading straight down the back line towards Port Canaveral, or Cape. So we're making time tonight. We're motor sailing because the winds kind of died off on us, so we're creeping along at about 4 knots, and we'd really preferably like to be 5.5 or even closer to 6. But that's the way it is, and that's what you got. And I've gotten to where this is really fun and relaxing to just kind of sit up here at night and watch for lights on the horizon and do some things that you need to do to just make sure they aren't going to run into something. And you hope that there aren't any boats sitting out here fishing without lights on. So that's the way it is, and good for me. I haven't gotten fired yet, so that's the good part of it. And we should be pulling into Florida probably around 4 to 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. That's sort of what we're estimating right now. So when I get in there, I'll be able to download some stuff, and hopefully you guys can kind of keep up with our trip. Having a great time though. We had pizza tonight with a little bit of chocolate ice cream, so it was really a good treat, and I ended up catching 5 tuna today, which we're throwing most everything back, but we did keep one that we're gonna maybe cook up as a snack or appetizer tomorrow. So I'll let you know how it goes. Hey, have a good night. Talk to you later.
Okay, everyone, it is last night on the passage to Port Canaveral. It's 3 a.m. in the morning, and we are about 70 something miles away from Port Canaveral, so we're getting close. Beautiful moon, beautiful sky, but no wind. Susan sent us a little message last night. The wind was going to die, and it of course has died. It's 2 to 4 knots, so we're having to motor sail through the night. But again, a beautiful night. We're getting rest, and we're just looking forward to a brief stop at Port Canaveral and then heading over to the Bahamas. We're adventure's almost to the Bahamas. So have a great day. Good night. So amazing morning here. We're on our last morning before arriving, probably 5 o'clock this afternoon in Port Canaveral. Craig's on watch here, watching this incredible sunrise, which I'm going to show you here in a minute. Isn't that amazing? Florida sunrise. And boy, much warmer this morning. Finally just got my jacket off from last night, my heli. It kept me warm, but what a beautiful morning we have ahead of us. We have no wind, so we have these beautiful sails. They're just sitting here doing the best they can with virtually nothing. And we've got one of the engines running, and we're getting ready to refuel our tanks. We've been keeping track of the hours, but now we're gonna fill them up and see how we did.
Make
In terms of mileage.
Make our run to our next our waypoint.
Yep. So I always put this here, and I do 2 hands. And then we stick the funnel in here. We need an angle, and then we lash it. And then we have this ready to go. And the next one. Oh, you want to hand me the seafoam? Put some of this. This treats our engine, it cleans it internally, and it treats the fuel. So, it does all kinds of good things. We're not sponsored by Seafoam, but we love Seafoam for our engine. Now, as Mike coined last night, which I love, we get jiggy with it, see? And they were trying to be really nice, but they at our home in South Carolina, they kind of overfilled these a little. So it's going to be a little more of a challenge than normal to start.
Gallons of fuel.
Yep.
So that's how it's done.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So we're off and running. So we have a beautiful day finally here in Central Florida. We're about 30 plus miles from Port Canaveral, and we finally got some sun. We're in shorts and warming up. We're having to run both engines so we can get there before dark. And again, we're all in sunglasses, shorts, and just soaking up the sun, the Florida sun.
We finally arrived, Port Canaveral. The sun is setting, but still plenty of light, and we dodge cruise boats as we enter the channel and arrive at the marina.
So we are in Cape Marina in Port Canaveral, Florida, and just arrived officially at 5:30. Getting the power in, getting all the lines fastened and fenders are in place. We are pretty snug for the night.
Thanks everyone for watching this episode. This really gives you a feel for what it's like for a passage. Thanks to the crew, Mike and Craig, and Craig set an all new fishing record, which was awesome. Don't forget to like and subscribe because we have more episodes coming and you don't want to miss. See you next week.
This is a good day as any to start the